Everyone keeps.
Hello everyone. Welcome back to Sansan, Best Anime Reaction. We've finally reached the final episode of Attack on Titan, and this journey has been nothing short of unforgettable. Last episode brought us to the edge of resolution, with emotions, sacrifices, and impossible choices all colliding at once. In this finale, I expect reflection, closure, and answers, though not necessarily comfort. Attack on Titan has always challenged us to think deeply about freedom, violence, and humanity, and this final episode feels like the ultimate statement. I'm ready for whatever ending awaits, whether it's painful, hopeful, or bittersweet. Let's begin episode 28 and close out this legendary story together.
Saying Eren has changed. And I thought he had too. But I wonder if we've all got it wrong. It could be that he's always been like this inside. But if this is the real Eren Yeager, what did I see in him that made me keep him so close?
Can you believe there are really enough people outside the walls to fill up such a gigantic city?
Try not to talk about the walls in front of the general public, Connie.
Right. Sorry about that.
This is the world beyond the walls. We're finally here. Outside the walls we've known our whole lives. The walls no one has ever escaped.
Would you listen to me for once?
If you think about it, this is sort of a return to the Scouts' original mission. Let the survey begin.
My friends, I'd like to welcome you to the continent of March. The Azumabito have been waiting. May I escort you?
Hey, I'm Jan Capone.
It's so good to...
Alright everyone, grab your ODM gear, your emotional support snacks, and maybe a box of tissues you pretend you won't need, because we're diving headfirst into Attack on Titan, Season 4, Episode 28, also known as that episode where the story quietly sits you down, smiles politely, and then emotionally suplexes you through the floor. This is the episode that doesn't scream at you with explosions every 5 seconds, but instead whispers, "Hey, remember Hope?" Yeah, about that. So let's rewind the clock a bit. Not just a few days or months, no, we're going full nostalgic road trip back to a time when our characters still believed the world might be negotiable. The episode opens with a soft, almost deceptive calm, taking us back to the moment when the Scouts first made contact with the outside world beyond the walls. This is the era where Levi still looks tired but not existentially tired. Hange is vibrating with scientist joy, and Eren. Well, Eren is already Eren, but quieter about it. We follow the crew as they arrive in Marley, undercover, wide-eyed like tourists who accidentally wandered into the wrong neighborhood. For Mikasa, Armin, Jean, Connie, and Sasha, this is a moment of pure shock and curiosity. They're seeing regular people, kids laughing, families shopping, vendors yelling about food prices, normal life. And for a brief second, the show lets us breathe. It lets us imagine that maybe, just maybe, these are the people they were told were devils, and wow, they kind of look like people instead. Hange, bless her chaotic soul, is absolutely thriving. She's trying new food, asking questions, nerding out over technology, and basically acting like this is the world's most dangerous school field trip. Sasha, on the other hand, has found the true purpose of diplomacy, eating unfamiliar food in irresponsible quantities. The gang laughs, they joke, and the vibe almost tricks you into thinking you're watching a slice of life anime. Almost. Because then there's Eren. While everyone else is absorbing the wonder of the outside world, Eren is already 10 steps ahead, mentally standing at the end of the road. He's not enjoying the food. He's not.
See you all here. So, what does everyone think about the biggest port in the country?
Ah! What's with that horse? Or wait, is that... What was that?
Nah, no horse ever looked like that. I think it was a Marleyan cow.
In a car. I've definitely heard about those.
Hey!
They're making a scene. Everyone's staring. All these people are gonna think we're a bunch of yokels now. Just act like you don't know them.
Better get them on a leash. We'll try and feed the car carrots if they manage to catch it.
Give them more credit than that. Wait, are they buying carrots?
There are so many people here. Stay near me, Eren. We have no idea what to expect. You're safest at my side. You alright?
Yeah, got it. This is no time to be spacing out, Eren. We finally reached the outside world. We really made it across the sea, huh? We're here.
Guys, stick with the group. Especially you, Eren.
Be right there.
Hey, watch where you're walking, kid.
May I please have one?
But of course. Here, enjoy.
Sasha, show some restraint.
How's it cold like that?
I want to try it.
I take it this is your first time trying ice cream.
What is this stuff made of?
This is the best
I'd like
damn
one
thing
too,
I've ever
please, sir.
tasted.
Me too.
Those idiots. I told them not to draw attention.
They stick out, but they won't look like island devils if they're acting like overgrown kids.
You guys, I swear you've never tasted anything like this.
Hi, little fella. Got some tasty candy for you. Wanna try it? It's real good. Sharp suit there, bud. Are you and your friends playing gangster?
There's something delicious off
What
yonder.
if that's the thing Niccolo mentioned?
Hey, 3 more, please.
Sure thing.
Eren, you really need to taste this.
It's ice cream, right?
You know about it?
I think I saw it somewhere in Dad's memories. Eldians in the internment zones usually can't get it. The outside world's massive, but they don't want us to be part of it.
We didn't recognize it at the time. Or maybe we refused to let ourselves accept it.
Hey. I don't think that purse belongs to you, does it, kid?
Thief! Well, look at that. Another enemy immigrant. How'd you get into Marley? Bet he stowed away on a ship.
He can't understand us, can he? We could toss him into the sea.
Nah, I say we smash his hands. That ought to stop him from picking pockets.
Why don't we string the little rat up somewhere everyone can see him? It'll scare off the next thief.
There's no need. Don't hurt him, okay? I got my purse back, so why?
Amazed by the lights. He's watching people, studying them, and you can practically hear the gears in his head grinding against the future he already knows is coming. The episode then gently introduces us to one of the most important symbols in this entire arc. Ramsey, the young refugee boy. Ramsey is small, vulnerable, and trying to survive in a world that has already decided he doesn't matter. When Eren first sees him getting beaten and robbed, there's a moment, just a flicker, where Eren hesitates. And then he intervenes. He saves Ramsey. This is where Attack on Titan does what it does best: emotional irony with a side of soul-crushing dread. Because Eren doesn't save Ramsey out of pure hope. He saves him while already knowing that he will one day kill him. And that knowledge completely destroys him. We get one of the most haunting scenes in the entire series. Eren breaking down in front of Ramsey, apologizing through tears, in a language the boy doesn't even understand. Imagine apologizing to someone for a crime they don't know you'll commit, in a future they can't see, for a reason that feels inevitable to you but incomprehensible to them. That's the emotional weight Eren is carrying, and it's heavy enough to bend his spine. This moment is crucial because it shatters the idea that Eren is some cold, unfeeling monster who enjoys destruction. No, Eren is fully aware of the horror of what he's going to do. He understands that the people outside the walls aren't demons. They're just people, scared, flawed, living their own lives. And that realization doesn't stop him, it just makes the decision hurt more. And that's the terrifying part. The episode weaves between these flashbacks and Eren's inner monologue, revealing how his worldview has evolved. When Eren crossed the ocean at the end of Season 3, he believed that if he killed all his enemies, he would finally be free. But now that he's actually met them, talked to them, walked among them, that idea collapses. These people aren't enemies because they're evil. They're enemies because the world is structured in a way that forces them to be. Eren realizes something devastating. As long as the world exists as it is, parity will never be.
Go that far!
Young lady, this is about more than just your purse. All us merchants working in this port are trying to make an honest living. We can't allow the riffraff to run around stealing from our customers.
On top of that, this kid could be a subject of Ymir.
Blood testing has been picking up like crazy all over during the past few years. Now that we know the devils have been blending in with the rest of us, people are losing sleep over it.
Hey! What do you think you're doing?
I never said he was a pickpocket. All I said was the purse didn't belong to him. He owes his big sister an apology for this little prank.
Jeez! That's children for you, but what can you do? Right? It's a family thing!
Huh? Oh, yeah. I'm sorry my little brother acted like an idiot, everybody.
Smells like bullshit. You think we're stupid?
Run for it.
Hey, come back!
Did anyone see where the brat ran off to?
Oh, he's right there.
Well then, so much for the Azumabito's pocket change.
I'm sorry you had to go through that. With improvements in blood testing technology, countries are beginning to discover that subjects of Ymir have been able to sneak out of the internment zones and blend into the wider population. The bloodline of Ymir made its way across Eldian territory when the Empire was at the height of its power, and for many centuries the ability to trace one's lineage back to a subject of Ymir served as proof of noble status among the global elite. But as the Empire crumbled, the aristocrats who'd been aligned with Eldia quickly found themselves exiled. Today, you witness the way Eldians are typically treated beyond the walls. In light of that, I'm sure you can see how difficult it will be to convince the world to engage with the people of Parity on friendly terms.
Even so, if we give up on pursuing peace at this point, our only remaining option will be to throw in with Zeke and his conspiracy. We would be leaving our fates entirely up to him, and sacrificing Historia's life, and the lives of her children.
That's right. We're looking for a way to avoid such a future, and our search brought us to Marley. This Subject of Ymir Protection Group will be debuting at the International Forum tomorrow. They may be able to help.
It's possible, though I would caution against assuming your goals and theirs are in alignment.
We're not, and we won't make contact until we've had a chance to observe them. If they show promise, and if they'll agree to hold a meeting with us, they can help us get our message out into the world.
You've come to make it known that the people of Parity wish to coexist in peace?
Yes.
Rest assured, the Azumabito clan will happily aid you in pursuing said goal. But I must wonder how realistic you've been in assessing your odds of success.
Fact is, chances are slim even if we do everything right. And we'll be in constant danger. But still, we at least have to try. As long as there's a chance.
Be allowed to live in peace. There will always be fear of the Titans, hatred of the Eldians, and systems built on inherited blame. And no amount of talking, apologizing, or understanding will erase that overnight. The episode also revisits the meeting with Kiyomi Azumabito and the Hizuru representatives, where diplomacy briefly seems like a viable path. There are discussions of trade, technology, and political alliances. For a moment, it feels like the story might take a more hopeful turn. But even here, the optimism is fragile. Hizuru's support isn't selfless, it's conditional, strategic, and limited. Parity isn't being welcomed as equals, they're being tolerated as resources. Oren sees through this immediately. While others cling to the idea that progress and negotiation might save them, Oren recognizes the slow grind of politics for what it is. Too slow, too uncertain, and too easily overturned by fear. And with the future memories burning in his mind, he knows time is the one thing they don't have. One of the most powerful elements of this episode is how it reframes freedom. For most of the series, freedom meant breaking out of cages, walls, titans, ignorance. But here, freedom becomes something darker. For Oren, freedom now means ending the cycle entirely, even if that means becoming the ultimate villain in everyone else's story. There's also a subtle but heartbreaking distance growing between Oren and his friends. While they're dreaming about cultural exchange, railways, and someday visiting the world freely, Oren is already saying goodbye in his own mind. He laughs with them, he walks with them, but emotionally, he's already stepped away. He's chosen a path that doesn't have room for companionship. And the episode doesn't present this as heroic. It presents it as tragic. Oren isn't smiling when he thinks about the rumbling. He isn't excited, he's resigned. He sees the future as a fixed point, something he both chooses and is trapped by. This paradox, free will versus destiny, is at the core of the episode. Is Oren doing this because he wants to, or because he's already seen himself do it? And if you see yourself committing a terrible...
It's our duty to take it.
Far be it for me to tell you otherwise. Wait a minute. Where's Aaron?
Aaron!
What are you thinking?
Did you forget we're undercover in enemy territory and you're their number one target?
Everyone's been out looking for you. Is that the boy from the market? Did something happen here?
No, nothing yet.
What does that mean? Is this...
These people are refugees who lost their homes in Marley's wars. They're like us. The world they knew before suddenly ended. Everything they had was taken, and the freedom they enjoyed is long gone. Mikasa, I need to ask you why you care for me as much as you do. Because I saved you back when we were little kids, or is it more because you see me as family? Mikasa, what am I to you?
Well, you're my family.
Bir şeyler içer misin?
What?
I think that was an invitation.
Hey! What the hell do you think you're doing, you maniac? You're some kind of moron!
Perfect timing.
expect in the future? Does trying to avoid it make you free, or does walking toward it with open eyes make you honest? The final moments of the episode bring everything together in quiet devastation. Oren's internal narration confirms what we already fear. He knows the rumbling is coming, and he has accepted it. Not because it's right, not because it's just, but because, in his mind, it's the only path that guarantees his friends, his people, a chance to live. And that's the cruel genius of this episode. It doesn't ask you to agree with Oren. It asks you to understand him. And understanding him is far more uncomfortable than simply hating him. By the time the episode ends, you're left sitting there, staring at the screen, feeling like you've just watched the calm before the loudest storm in anime history. No Titans punched anyone into orbit. No cities exploded on screen, but the emotional groundwork was laid with surgical precision. Episode 28 of Season 4 isn't about action, it's about inevitability. It's about the moment when hope is weighed, measured, and found wanting. It's about a boy who wanted freedom more than anything, realizing that the price of that freedom might be the world itself. And as a recap episode for YouTube? Oh, this one hits hard. Because it reminds us that Attack on Titan was never just about Titans. It was always about people, choices, and the terrifying idea that sometimes the road to hell is paved not with hatred, but with love, fear, and the desperate desire to protect what little light you have left. And just when you think this episode has already emotionally emptied your wallet, it casually pulls out one more scene and says, "Hey, remember Reiner? Let's ruin your day a little more." Because yes, this episode doesn't just show Oren changing, it shows him finishing his transformation by standing face to face with the man who once destroyed his entire world, and doing something far scarier than revenge: understanding him. When Oren sits down with Reiner and Marley, the atmosphere feels weirdly calm. No shouting, no dramatic music screaming. This is it. Just two broken men sitting together like exhausted co-workers at the end of a very bad shift. And that calm is unsettling.
Ladies and gentlemen, this new organization advocates for the subjects of Ymir living as refugees around the globe. These desperate people are not responsible for the crimes of the Eldian Empire, but rather its most tragic victims. The living legacy of its effort to corrupt all the peoples of the world with Eldian blood. The taint of Eldia is all but cleansed from the earth. There's only one corner where it continues to fester. The island of Paradis, where the Empire's most loyal subjects fled in the wake of Marley's victory 100 years ago. It is the island devils alone who pose a true threat to humanity.
That was the day when Eren truly left us. Later on, he would send us a letter. He said he was going to leave our futures up to Zeke. By the next time we saw him, it was too late. Looking back, I still don't know if there was some better way. Maybe everything had already been decided from the start. But I can't help wondering, when he asked me that question, what if I'd given him a different answer? Would we still be in this situation right now?
Where did all of it begin? Was it there? No. It doesn't matter where. Everything happened as I willed it. Everything begins here.
Eren, there's only one way to break the cycle of violence, for Eldia and the world. You must support the euthanization plan. The brass won't be an obstacle. They've been happily sipping away at that wine we tainted with spinal fluid. You're a part of Zeke's plan because he believes in you. Please return his faith.
For now, I'll pretend to go along with Zeke's plot. You need to do the same. Keep your head down for a while.
So we play along with him for now. But what happens after that?
The MPs are still pushing the same idea. They want to turn you into a Titan and have you eat Zeke. They're not going to be talked out of it. You can either fight or flee.
Since I came out here, I've had more to think about than just raising cattle. I know what they're planning, but running and fighting aren't my only options. If making me a Titan gives us the best chance of saving the island, then I'm prepared to do it. Realistically, it's the only way. Even so, I'm grateful. I've got friends who did everything they could for me. You all fought hard to protect me. It's enough that you tried, I mean.
Because we know what both of them are capable of. The absence of rage here is the loudest sound in the room. Reiner, of course, is already living in a constant state of regret-induced suffering. This man looks like he hasn't slept peacefully since episode 1 of season 2. He's haunted, guilt-ridden, and quietly hoping for some kind of punishment to finally put an end to his mental torture. And when Eren appears before him, not as a screaming kid, not as a raging Titan, but as a composed, almost gentle adult, it completely disarms him. Eren doesn't accuse Reiner. He doesn't threaten him. He doesn't even demand an apology. Instead, he talks. And that alone is terrifying. Eren begins by acknowledging the truth Reiner has been drowning in for years. That Reiner didn't destroy the walls because he was evil, but because he believed he had to. Because he was a child, raised in a system that fed him lies, fear, and a mission he wasn't emotionally equipped to carry. Reiner wanted to be a hero. He wanted to save the world. And to do that, he became a monster. Sound familiar? This is where Eren drops the line that defines not just the episode, but his entire character arc. We are the same. And no, this isn't Eren forgiving Reiner. It's worse. It's Eren admitting that he now understands him completely. He understands what it means to move forward knowing you'll destroy innocent lives. He understands what it means to keep walking even when your heart is screaming at you to stop. He understands the unbearable weight of choosing a path that will make you hated by the world, but believing it's the only path left. The genius of this scene is that Eren isn't saying this to comfort Reiner. He's saying it to confirm something to himself. By recognizing himself in Reiner, Eren accepts his own role as the villain of the story. Not a misunderstood hero, not a tragic savior, a villain, fully aware of the suffering he's about to cause. And unlike earlier seasons where Eren's rage felt impulsive and emotional, this version of Eren is terrifyingly calm. His resolve isn't fueled by anger anymore, it's fueled by clarity. Reiner breaks down during the...
Maybe it is enough for you, but not for me. I'll trample it to the ground, the whole outside world, and every person in it. Men, women, children, every last one.
That isn't the answer, Eren! Most of the people out there don't have anything to do with what we've gone through. They would die ignorant and terrified, like your mom. You'll be killing innocent people for reasons they'll never get to know.
It's horrible. You're right. But when I'm done, we'll finally be able to break free of the cycle we've been trapped in for 2,000 years. Our long history of hate will be buried in the ruins of civilization. The MPs, they plan to make you bear children to be sacrificed for the island. They'll keep forcing children to eat their parents. I won't let them.
Eren, please, don't do it. I'll have no choice but to try and stop you. Because if I don't, I'll have to live with the world's blood on my hands. And I can't.
I know it's a burden, but if you can bear it till I've got the Founder's power, I'll make you forget you ever knew it was coming.
How could I, though?
I know you can, because you're the person who saved my life back in that cavern. The worst girl who ever lived.
Headaches, huh? Well, I doubt there's a connection. It would have to be some genetic illness, but Mr. Sava and Marley's researchers would have made note of that. Our studies do indicate the Ackerman bloodline carries some odd quirks, powers that activate when their survival instincts are triggered. But this theory that she's reflexively guarding her host? To be honest, it seems a little far-fetched to me. I think it's far simpler than you're making it, Eren. There are straightforward explanations for all the behaviors you're describing that have nothing to do with genetics or conditioning. She doesn't slaughter Titans out of some inborn compulsion to keep you alive. She does it because she adores you.
Hey, Aaron, listen.
Well, what do you think you're going to say to her?
That's not a serious question, is it? Even if everything goes right, I've only got 4 more years to live.
What would you think about me having a child?
My life's ending is set, but my friends will keep living long after I'm gone. And that's what I want. What I need. For them to live long, happy lives.
An allied global fleet. Nearly all of the largest guns ever manufactured have been gathered from across the globe. Here, today.
This conversation, and it's painfully human. He confesses that he wanted to be stopped. That he wanted someone to judge him, punish him, or even kill him, because living with what he's done is unbearable. And Eren listens. He really listens. Not as an enemy, but as someone who knows that exact pain is waiting for him too. And here's the darkest part. Eren doesn't take Reiner's guilt as a warning. He takes it as confirmation. Reiner is proof of what happens when you follow through with a horrific decision for the sake of your people. You live, you survive, and you suffer every single day afterward. Eren sees this and still chooses to move forward. That tells us everything we need to know about how far gone he already is. He's accepted that suffering is part of the cost. Not just for the world, but for himself. This scene also quietly dismantles the idea of simple morality in Attack on Titan. There are no clean hands here. No pure sides. Just people shaped by history, propaganda, and fear, all making choices that feel unavoidable from where they stand. Reiner was a product of Marley. Eren is a product of the world's hatred toward parity. Put them in each other's shoes, and nothing really changes. And that's the point. The tragedy isn't that monsters exist. It's that monsters are made. As the conversation ends, Eren's final words aren't triumphant. They're almost apologetic. He tells Reiner that he will keep moving forward. Not because he wants to, but because he has to. Because the future he's seen demands it. And in that moment, Eren isn't asking for forgiveness, he's saying goodbye. By the time Eren walks away, Reiner is left completely shattered, and the audience realizes something chilling. This was never a confrontation. It was a confession. A villain telling another villain, you were right. This is how it ends. And when you connect this scene back to Eren crying in front of Ramsay, everything clicks into place. Eren isn't blind to the suffering he'll cause. He sees it, he feels it, he understands it deeply, and yet, he still walks forward. Because to Eren Yeager, true freedom isn't living without chains. It's choosing your chains, and pulling the entire world down with you.
Off the coast of Marley, the combined brain power of the world's nations is focused entirely on resolving this shared crisis. It took nothing short of a miracle to even assemble a fleet of this magnitude. And by that miracle alone, humanity still clings to hope. For salvation from this rumbling.
be the Attack Titan! I'll kill them all. Every last one. The world will follow.
Thank you so much for watching this video on General Sansan Anime. I really appreciate you spending your time here and sharing this anime journey with me. If you enjoyed this reaction, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any upcoming videos. Your support truly means a lot and helps the channel grow stronger every day. I'll be back very soon with more exciting reactions, emotional moments, and unforgettable anime scenes for all of us to experience together. Until next time, take care, keep enjoying anime, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.